President-elect Donald Trump asked a Georgia appeals court on Wednesday to end the criminal case against him in that state for attempting to overturn his 2020 election loss. Lawyers for Trump argued that his continued prosecution by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis would violate the U.S. Constitution as he prepares to return to the White House next month. His lawyers also argued that continuing to prosecute him would undermine his ability to govern. They urged the appeals court to remove Trump from the proceedings and to order a lower court judge to dismiss the case against Trump in its entirety. The other co-defendants can continue to press their appeal if Trump is removed from the case. A spokesperson for Willis did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Trump and 14 others face racketeering and other charges in Georgia for allegedly forming a criminal conspiracy to reverse Trump's narrow defeat in the battleground state in the 2020 election. Trump has pleaded not guilty and has argued that the case and others he has faced were politically motivated attempts to damage his campaign. Federal prosecutors have already dropped 2 criminal cases against Trump based on a Justice Department policy against prosecuting a sitting president.
We're walking the same streets as these painters were painting centuries ago, so I think that's what's really hitting as you walk by, and obviously it was very sad to see it burnt down and all black and ashy, but amazing to see it rebuilt. Yeah, it's very special.
For me as an architect, it's great to see all the hard work that they have been doing with this huge transformation and recovering. So it's like to reopening something very historical, but for me also I like to see all the hard work.
Ouvre tes portes pour rassembler dans la joie les enfants de Dieu dispersés.
Ce soir, les cloches de Notre-Dame sonnent à nouveau.
Tonight, the bells of Notre Dame ring again, and the organ will awaken in a moment. Music of hope, familiar to Parisians, to France, and to the world. The bells of Notre Dame ring again. They who have marked the hours of the day and those of history.
On the other side of the street, I heard children screaming, "Help, help, help!" And my neighbor went there to try and save the children. But I don't know what happened to the children. I have no idea.
Zwarte rook en vuur en uiteindelijk
black smoke, fire, and finally I saw the building sink. It was unstable. The explosion had already happened. But within 30 seconds you saw the building collapse. Panic, there was fire everywhere. People ran to it, tried to help.
Fireworks is the only thing for us to defend from the police, because police use violence against us. They are using forces, different kind of forces, and many thousands of people are now in prison, and they came out from there with the great injuries.
they are violent. So we have to defend ourselves somehow. It's very beautiful, so we can use them because it cannot hurt the people like they are doing. So this is some kind of defense, and the beautiful thing that it explodes, it's also beautiful, and it helps us defend ourselves.
Europe's struggling industries are bracing for a new gas price shock over the coming winter months. Colder weather is depleting stocks, and competition with Asia for liquefied natural gas has intensified. The prospect of reduced Russian supplies is also looming. Since the energy crisis of 2022, when gas prices peaked at nearly €350 per megawatt per hour, dozens of firms across Europe have closed factories and cut activity. Many are maintaining reduced demand and lower manufacturing activity, with negative implications for Europe's sluggish growth. EU gas demand is 17% below the 5-year average, observed during pre-pandemic years. At the same time, gas prices are at their highest level in over a year, and analysts predict they will rise further. Nervousness about the expiry at the end of the year of a Russian transit deal to supply gas to Europe via Ukraine has helped to drive buying. Data from Gas Infrastructure Europe shows EU-wide gas inventories are 85% full, some 10 percentage points lower than a year ago. Analysts say that makes the current winter already feel uncomfortable. To try to safeguard supplies, the European Commission last week increased its storage filling target. That could potentially add to the upward pressure on prices. Current EU prices are nearly 5 times higher than US gas. A survey by Germany's Chamber of Commerce in August found that high energy prices and a lack of reliable energy supplies were hindering industrial production. It's also prompting some German firms to consider relocating abroad. In France, industries expect to operate at 70 to 80% of capacity this winter due to the high energy prices. That's according to the president of a French industrial lobby.
People are really excited about this fossil because Stegosaurus is an iconic dinosaur. It was discovered 150 years ago, and it's really captured people's imaginations because of its distinctive appearance. It's also central to early discoveries of dinosaurs, so to the history of paleontology. And honestly, everyone has their own favorite dinosaur, but Stegosaurus is up there in the top 5. So it's hard not to get excited about a really complete, large individual of this animal.
I really like it because it's like really cool and it's really big. And it's amazing that it spent 10,000 years in the ground waiting for somebody to scoop it up.
Germany's Christmas markets are a traditional way to forget about the colder, darker months. But in recent years, they've had to keep a close eye on costs when deciding whether to buy up mulled wine and bratwurst. The costs for festive treats at traditional Christmas markets have hit record highs in Germany. In old and new markets, Germany's favourite Christmas beverage of mulled wine now sells for a record €5 per mug in Berlin. That's a 50% rise from the pre-pandemic €3.25. Michael Roden is a chairman of the Berlin Association for Traditional Festivities.
One problem, of course, is the costs we have all around us. The energy costs, the administrative costs, the market prices. Everything that has happened in the economy today and that prices are getting higher. And the production of individual goods has also become very expensive.
Organisers have blamed the elevated costs on high energy prices and staff shortages, among other factors. It's led to traders getting creative and unwrapping new strategies to keep attracting locals and tourists alike. Their ideas include all-inclusive tickets and special themes. Fabian Lau is managing director of events firm Faro Group.
We've always said crises make you creative, and in the middle of the pandemic, we realized that all our indoor Christmas parties would be canceled. We said, then let's just have a Christmas market instead. However, we also said that it was difficult to calculate, so we would try it out as an all-inclusive concept, and that worked out really, really well.
This Christmas market in Berlin offers all-inclusive tickets starting at just under €30 or $31 for those willing to go after 8 p.m. and during the week. Buying a ticket means visitors can get unlimited mulled wine and as many German specialties as possible without worrying about the costs. It's proved popular with visitors as Lau said demand for the tickets is extremely high. They've sold more than 1,000 daily and 90% of them have already been bought up for this Christmas season.